First pictures tonight of the actual site in the South Pacific where the French will explode their nuclear bombs. The French have invited international journalists to Muroroa Atoll in the hope of winning over some friends worldwide before the first blast on the 7th of September.
It's full steam ahead for Muroroa Atoll. The MV Greenpeace has left Spain to join her sister ship, the Rainbow Warrior, in the fight against nuclear testing in the South Pacific. Meanwhile, the French government has launched a media campaign of their own to convince the world there is no danger in nuclear testing. 37 journalists from Paris were invited to Muroroa, where they witnessed preparations for the first test. Scientists have been constructing the complex measuring equipment. They still insist there is no danger of leakage, even though these pictures of the lagoon show a series of man-made scars.
We expect to gather the maximum scientific information in order to prepare what we call the simulation, which is the capacity of maintaining our deterrent force without nuclear test.
The force of the explosion could be equivalent to 150,000 tons of TNT, in comparison to just under 12,000 used for Hiroshima. Lyndall Davies, 10 News.
In Canberra, French phobia is costing jobs and livelihoods, with a number of French-named businesses on the brink of closure. Some restaurants have reported a 70% slump in trade, forcing them to retrench staff. Canberrans have been vocal in their opposition to French nuclear testing in the Pacific, with protests outside Parliament and the French embassy. But residents are also boycotting local businesses with French names, with dire consequences. The owner of Chez Daniel in Monica says the anti-French sentiment is killing his business.
We have lost probably about 70% of our clientele, and compared to our books last year, it's catastrophic, you know.
Daniel has already sacked 3 staff, and he claims the big hotels have stopped recommending French restaurants to tourists. Business is so bad, restaurant owners are resorting to changing their signs to attract customers. This French flag behind me is being pulled down tomorrow to be replaced by an Australian flag. The normally bustling French kitchen in Civic is deserted. Its books are empty. It had mass cancellations after the French announcement on nuclear testing, and people have told the owner they won't be back unless the testing plans are dropped.
It's very obvious. I cannot really call it a boycott, but it's really done on what it should be at that time of the year.
The Croissant d'Or patisserie has been vandalised by misguided protesters.
They saw the picture of the French emblem on the window, and they start to smash the window with bottle. It didn't work, so they smashed the window with foot, and the window went down.
The nuclear testing decision sounded the death knell for Kingston Restaurant somewhere in Paris. But it's not all bad news. There's been an upsurge in sales of Australian wine, with tipplers forsaking the Moe for Minchinbury.